I woke up, but not in my bed. Something felt very different, very strange. The morning sun did not tickle my face through a window. Instead, a gentle blue light surrounded me completely. I tried to stretch my arms and legs, but they were gone. In their place, I had fins. Strong grey fins, and a long, powerful tail swished behind me, stirring the water into little whirlpools of sand. I was not a boy anymore. I had turned into a great white shark overnight. A shiver of excitement, not fear, went right through my new, streamlined body. The ocean was my new home now, a vast, endless playground waiting to be explored. My new body was a marvel of nature, a perfect swimming machine. I could feel the water flowing smoothly over my tough sandpaper-like skin. My gills, which were like little slits on the sides of my head, opened and closed all by themselves. They were pulling in water and taking out the oxygen so I could breathe. It was an amazing feeling, like I was a part of the water itself. I gave my tail a powerful flick and whoosh, I shot forward like a silver torpedo, gliding effortlessly through the calm morning sea. I was faster and more powerful than I had ever imagined possible. The world looked different from down here, full of wonder and mystery. As I swam, I began to notice all the tiny details of my new form. My eyes were dark and sharp, able to see everything clearly in the dim underwater light. Below my snout, I could feel rows and rows of very sharp, pointy teeth. There were so many of them, all ready for action. I learned that if one tooth fell out, another one from the row behind would simply move forward to take its place. This meant I would always have a perfect, sharp smile. It was a bit scary, but also incredibly cool. I was a top predator, built for survival in this big, blue world. The initial shock of my transformation slowly turned into pure joy and curiosity. I was no longer just a visitor looking into an aquarium. I was living inside it. I could feel the ocean's currents guiding me, like secret pathways only I knew. The saltiness of the water was on my tongue, and the deep, humming sound of the ocean was my new favourite song. This was not a dream. This was my new reality. I decided then and there that I would make the most of my day as a shark, learning all its secrets and living its life to the fullest. What an adventure this was going to be. My shark stomach began to rumble, a deep and powerful feeling. It was time to find some breakfast. Hunting was not about being mean. It was simply about survival. My senses were super sharp. I could smell a single drop of blood from kilometers away, a skill that was immensely helpful. I followed a faint scent on the current, my body moving with purpose. I swam low and steady, trying not to make a big splash or alert anyone to my presence. The key was to be patient, to wait for the perfect moment to strike. The ocean was a giant restaurant, and I needed to find my meal for the day. Soon, I spotted a school of large fish swimming together. They were glistening in the filtered sunlight, their scales flashing like 1,000 tiny mirrors. They looked delicious. This was my chance. I picked a target that seemed a little slower than the rest. I lowered my body closer to the sandy seabed, using the tall seagrass as cover. My heart, or what felt like my shark heart, began to beat a little faster with anticipation. This was the ultimate game of hide and seek, and I was very, very good at it. The thrill of the hunt was electrifying, a powerful instinct that took over my entire being. With a sudden burst of speed, I launched myself from my hiding spot. My powerful tail propelled me through the water with incredible force. The fish scattered in a panic, but I kept my eyes locked on my chosen one. In a flash, it was over. My sharp teeth did their job perfectly. Eating underwater was a new experience, quick and efficient. I did not chew my food like a human, I just took a big bite and swallowed. It was a satisfying meal that filled me with energy for the rest of the day. I was not just a shark, I was a successful hunter. After my meal, the rest of the day was for exploring. I swam past colourful coral reefs, which were like busy underwater cities. So many creatures lived there. Brightly coloured parrotfish nibbled on the coral, and tiny clownfish peeked out from their anemone homes. I was the king of this domain, and most of the smaller fish swam away quickly when they saw me. I did not mind though. I was not hungry anymore. I just enjoyed gliding through the water, watching the world go by and feeling the gentle currents push me along. Life as a shark was not just about hunting, it was also about appreciating the beauty of my ocean home. Life in the ocean was not a lonely affair, even for a top predator like me. I had some companions who were not afraid of my size or my sharp teeth. Small fish called remoras would often swim alongside me. They were my little cleaning crew. Using a special sucker on their heads, they would attach themselves to my body and eat tiny parasites off my skin. This helped to keep me clean and healthy. In return, they got a free ride and protection from other predators. It was a great deal for everyone. They were my underwater buddies, and it was comforting to have them around on my long swims. But not everyone in the ocean was friendly. I had to be careful around other, bigger sharks. Sometimes we would compete for the same food, and it was important to show respect and keep a safe distance. A bigger shark always gets the first bite. That is the rule of the sea. There were also pods of orcas or killer whales, which were even bigger and more powerful than me. They were very intelligent and hunted in groups, so it was always wisest to swim away if I saw them. They were the true kings of the ocean, and even a great white shark knows when to avoid a fight. My biggest enemies, however, were not animals. They were the strange things left behind by humans. Sometimes I would see big, tangled messes of fishing nets floating in the water like ghosts. These were very dangerous. A shark could easily get tangled up and not be able to swim or hunt. I also saw plastic bags and bottles drifting in the currents, looking a bit like jellyfish. If I ate one by mistake, it could make me very sick. It made me sad to see this beautiful blue home cluttered with dangerous rubbish from a world I used to know. Despite these dangers, I learned to be smart and stay safe. I stayed away from the strange, loud noises of boat engines. I learned to recognize the shapes of dangerous things and avoid them. I relied on my incredible senses to guide me away from trouble and towards safety. The ocean was full of challenges, but it was also full of life and wonder. Being a shark meant being strong, but it also meant being clever. I had to outsmart my foes every single day to survive, which made every sunset feel like a victory. Living as a shark changed how I felt about everything. I was no longer a small person in a big world. I was a big creature in an even bigger world. A feeling of immense power and freedom filled me with every flick of my tail. I could go anywhere I wanted, from the shallow, sunlit waters near the coast to the dark, mysterious depths of the open ocean. The world was my oyster, or perhaps my giant swimming pool. There were no rules, no homework, and no bedtimes. There was only the endless blue and the constant, exciting rhythm of ocean life. It was a wild and thrilling existence. However, being a shark could also be scary. The ocean is a place of constant change. One moment it is calm and peaceful, and the next, a powerful storm can churn the water into a frightening mess. Sometimes I would feel a deep loneliness in the vast, empty stretches of water. Even with my remora friends, the ocean was so huge that it was easy to feel small and alone. This made me realize that even the strongest creatures can feel vulnerable. It was a humbling experience, a reminder that every living thing, big or small, has its own fears and struggles. The most exciting part of being a shark was the constant discovery. Every day brought something new. I might see a giant whale breaching the surface, sending a huge splash into the air, or I might find a hidden cave full of glowing fish. The ocean was a treasure chest of secrets, and I had a front row seat to all its marvels. These moments of wonder made all the challenges worthwhile. They filled my shark heart with a sense of awe and made me appreciate the incredible diversity of life that exists beneath the waves, hidden from human eyes. When I finally woke up back in my own bed, the lessons from my shark life stayed with me. I learned that sharks are not just mindless monsters. They are magnificent, intelligent creatures perfectly adapted to their world. They play a vital role in keeping the ocean healthy. I understood that being strong is important, but being smart and aware is even more so. Most of all, I learned that the ocean is a precious and fragile place that we must protect. My one day as a shark gave me a lifetime of respect for the deep blue sea and all the amazing animals that call it home.